Okay, can you give us your name and title, please?
I'm Patsy Bracey, Senior Advisory Board Chairman.
For the City of Killeen.
City of Killeen, yes.
And the Killeen City Council recently approved, just this past week, by a 5-1 vote, to hire an architect that will be in charge of this project to basically add on to the existing Rosa Hereford Killeen Community Center additional rooms that will act as the new senior center in North Killeen. Is that right?
That's correct.
Can you give us the background just on how this project came to be?
Okay, initially the Bob Gilmore Center, the old Gilmore Center, was to be renovated, but they had a preliminary structural assessment conducted February 2019 that revealed significant structure concerns and operations were suspended on the 13th day of February. This assessment changed the course, and the seniors from the Gilmore Center were moved over to the Killeen Community Center in August 2019 in room 200. And that became their space until COVID 2019, and they closed the center completely.
Is it still closed?
Yes.
It is.
They have put on the door at the Gilmore Center, this building is condemned.
Okay. Why was it condemned?
Structural. It says structural assessment caused it.
Where do seniors in North Killeen go now if they want to go?
Well, the ones on the north side don't have anywhere to go now. So when they have activities, I have all their phone numbers, and I call them and tell them this is going on, that's going on, and they get there the best way they can. The majority of the seniors don't have access to get into the Lions Club Center. So that's why we had such a good population at the Gilmore Center. And I have helped as best I can in getting transportation over there, and it's worked out pretty good.
Because there's another senior center at Lions Club Park.
Yes.
And but it's hard for the seniors on the north side of town to get down there. And is that because there's no bus system that gets them there?
That's right.
Okay, so there's not a route that they could easily take.
Right. But we were willing to work with the CBG grants, and they have a program. If you cannot walk within 30 feet of a bus stop, they will pick you up as long as you have a doctor stating that you're not physically can walk that distance.
Okay.
We've been real fortunate with that.
Now, the Rosa Hereford Community Center is closed at the moment because of COVID.
That's correct.
And so if a senior in North Killeen wants to go to a senior center, they've got to go to Lions Park.
And it just recently closed because of COVID, yes.
I see. Okay. How many senior citizens live in North Killeen?
On the north side? I would say the population for the Gilmore Center when it was open from the north side was about 75%. Because the people that had been in the Gilmore prior to 2019 when the construction assessment was done, they opt not to go to the Lions Club. And I would say we would average 35 to 50 per day.
35 to 50 people per day at the Bob Gilmore Center when it was open. And what do seniors do there?
They have crafts, they have dancing, they have exercise. And with this new center, it's going to have gym. They're going to have a pool room. They're going to have a banquet room and an aerobics room.
Okay. So the old building, the old Bob Gilmore Center, it was not structurally sound and not repairable. So whose idea was it to, instead of tearing it down, building a new building, take the existing Rosa Hereford Community Center and add on to that?
I think it was cost effective to add it to the Killeen Community Center as opposed to building a new center.
And so city officials came up with
I believe that's
plan.
correct.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about this new senior center that will be added on to the Rosa Hereford?
It's going to have its own gym. We'll have a division between for the youth and an area for the seniors. A lot of people are confused that the youth won't have access to the Killeen Community Center. That is not true.
Right.
And it has been my experience that very few youth participate in that center. Now that we have the Boys and Girls Club over here on, what is it, considered the north side?
Right.
And we have 2 other Boys and Girls Clubs in town.
Right.
All of the school campuses are open Monday through Friday, where the kids can go and play basketball or do games, anything. And we do have, in the Clements Girls Center, I don't know the history on that, but I know it does exist.
So, and the square footage of the new senior center?
It's estimated, this is not correct, but it's estimated 1,700. I don't have those figures with me.
Or is it 17?
Additional.
Is it 17?
1,700 square feet.
It's not 17,000?
Yeah,
17,000.
17,000. What they're going to do is they're just going to knock the walls out and, start adding, it's just.
Adding space. Okay.
Yes.
And there's a billiards room, is that correct? A billiards, like pool?
Yes.
Billiards? What can you explain just kind of why a senior center is needed?
Well, the population on the north side, that's where everybody's concerned. The population on the north side has increased. And I have talked with the city council member over there, Mrs. Fleming, and she agrees that they need one over there. She's been very receptive of this, and I've had her total backing. We've had that total backing. I don't want everybody to think this was just me.
Right.
It was the advisory board. They designed this building. They picked out the rooms. The architect brought in pictures.
Right.
And they selected the rooms that they wanted, and this building was directed by them.
Does the north side of Killeen have a higher percentage of senior centers?
I believe so.
Why is that?
The problem is that the Lions Club, the age group over there is 55 and up. The age group at the Gilmore is 75 and up. There's a big gap there, and
that's just the average.
Yes.
Okay.
And these people have been retired 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
The 55-year-olds are just coming into the retirement system. It's kind of a little conflict there. But,
the north side of Killeen is the people are older in the North Killeen because that's the older part of town.
That's my understanding. Okay. Yes.
Older houses, and they've just been established there a lot longer.
And that's why we're able to get this accommodation for transportation.
Are there any services that are going to be offered at this new senior center that the old Bob Gilmore did not have?
I think just the structure and layout is more conducive. It's open. The windows are open. There's a lot of light. And basically they'll have the same activities, but they'll just have more space to do those activities.
And the old Bob Gilmore Center, you said, had about 35 to 50 people per day.
Yes.
Do you think that number would increase once this one is open?
Yes, because we've had people actually contact us and ask us when the senior center are going to be open.
Right.
And they're really anxious.
What's going to be the best way for seniors, once it is open, what will be the best way for them to get to the senior center?
Transportation. They'll have to have transportation. And that's why I'm trying to get this. I had tried to work out a system with HOP, and it just didn't ever exist. Yeah.
So your new plan is to use a community block grant. Okay. And how would that work?
Well, a lot of the older people on that side, they live with their kids,
right?
And their children drop them off.
Okay. So it'll be closer to them. A short trip as opposed to a long trip.
Right. But we'll make it work.
Okay. Do you have any concerns with the way the plan right now? Is there anything that you'd like to see different?
This plan?
This plan.
No.
Okay.
This
so
is fantastic.
You're happy with the plan?
Oh, yes.
What are other seniors telling you about this plan?
You may have to. You're not going to get 100% on anything.
Right.
You're not going to get 100% on that. There are a couple of them that have questions about the kids in the building.
Right.
Well, when we were there, I never saw any children in the building. They were there on the weekends,
Yeah.
and this building's going to be open on the weekend, so they can have access to come in there on the weekend.
Mhm.
That's an additional 40 hours a week they'll be able to have
Mhm.
activities.
Mhm.
From my understanding, as far as there being concerns for the kids, the additions for the senior center aren't going to interfere with the other part of the community center that the kids would access, correct?
Okay, I didn't wear my hearing aid. I'm sorry.
No worries. So my understanding is that with the additions for the senior center part, it's not going to interfere with the other parts of the community center where kids would normally be and
That's
hang
correct.
out. Okay.
Yeah, it's more referred in the big cities as multi-generational. A lot of the larger cities, San Antonio, Houston, Austin, have found it more cost-effective financially for the cities to build it instead of building a brand new building.
Right.
Yeah, I think it would have cost billions of dollars to build a new one. Yeah, and so a lot of people don't understand that.
So it'll basically be 2 facilities in one building. We'll have the still existing Rosa Hereford Killeen Community Center, and then as part of the building, but in essence a separate facility, the Senior Center.
Mm-hmm.
And you're unsure if it'll still carry the name Bob Gilmore Center.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been
That's
decided.
my understanding.
Hasn't been decided yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
Okay.
Do you have these pictures?
We do.
Okay.
Yes, we have that report. Thank you. And to go along what Hunter was saying, so basically, there'll be if kids are in the Rosa Hereford Community Center playing basketball or whatever, the seniors would be in their part of the facility.
There's a divider
Yeah.
between the 2 gyms
The whole.
that will be accessible to the kids and one to the seniors.
Okay.
Mhm.
When you say divider, you mean a wall?
Mhm. I believe it's something like that, a shade that they'll pull. I'm not sure.
Kind of
what
like
that
at the
is. Yeah.
Civic and Conference Center,
Right.
where they have
We
those.
have some
Yeah.
at the Lions
Mhm.
Club Center as well, because
Okay.
they have like 3 to 4 courts in there. And
Right.
you can split them with those shades that come down,
Okay.
and you have full access to the whole court, but you're not interfering with others.
Mhm. I don't have the information on that, but all I know that they're going to be divided.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people are confused about the picture that's in the paper. This gym here
Uh-huh.
will not be. That's a future gym
Okay.
because they're going to cost $903 million just to build
Okay.
that gym.
So that'd be another phase of the project
Yeah.
if
Mhm.
we can get the
That's
money or
not
whatnot.
included, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm so impressed with this covered patio where they can go out and eat lunch
Uh-huh.
on the covered patio. It's just a fabulous place. Did you guys come to any of the presentations when they had the PowerPoints?
I did not know.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah,
But now, so when you say covered patio, eating lunch, so seniors can get a meal at the senior center
they have the choice to pay $2 if they're 55 and up, or they don't have to pay anything.
if they can't afford
It's a
it.
choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of food is served at the senior centers?
It's the Meals on Wheels.
I see.
Right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
But once please don't quote me this because I'm not sure we're going to hire cooks, but we will have an operational kitchen there. I don't know if it's going to be for special events. I'm not a
one way or another, there'll be a meal there.
exactly.
And
Oh
that's-
yes.
Is that every day?
Yes.
Okay. 7
Every day.
days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit more about the activities seniors can do at the senior centers? Crafts, dancing, exercise. What kind? Can you be a little more specific?
Well, you know, in the past we've had Mother Day's teas there.
Mhm.
We'll be accessible to have that again. We've celebrated birthdays there. We'll be able to spread that out because of the big ballroom we'll have.
Mhm.
They'll be able to have religious services. We have a chaplain that I don't know if he's still going to come or not, but they will have religious services. They'll be able to do one-on-one exercises.
Mhm.
You know, there's a library. There's a computer room. So, you know,
How important are all of those things to a
Very
a
important.
senior citizen?
yeah, because the mind, I'm a registered nurse,
Okay.
and the mind is a muscle, the brain is a muscle,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to keep it operational.
Mm-hmm.
And when you stop operating, I saw this in my mama as I became a nurse. When she went and retired,
Mm-hmm.
and what it was, she didn't participate in anything.
You got to be active.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And so they need
Yeah.
the activities, they
Right.
need the socialization, and they will get it there.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And some of them have already established little friends, little cliques,
Right.
friends, and they have little special games they play together. And if they want to do that, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's their center.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to take nothing away from them.
Is the coronavirus pandemic, is it having a big impact on seniors?
They can't get the vaccine. I guess you saw the story in the paper Sunday. We still haven't understood how that came about.
Yeah.
But there were no vaccines available.
Yeah.
I don't know where they got that information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When is this new senior center going to be built, and when is it going to open?
It's projected. Let's see. Oops. I keep thinking I don't have this mask on. Hopefully we can start. Construction, we got the thing from the city.
Mm-hmm. The architect.
Mm-hmm. And it's projected. Landing date November 2022. That's just projected. Because
Now that's completion.
That's my understanding.
Construction completion.
Proposed landing date.
Okay. All right. So we
Now
got.
that's going to depend on Texas weather.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it seems to be that there is no additions. They're just tearing out walls. That's my understanding. I don't know. I think the only thing they're adding is that patio.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And they're knocking out walls because this is a very small area right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, until it's built, what can seniors or senior citizens do now? And
The staff at the Lions Club call them periodically, ask them how they're doing.
Right.
If we have special events and there's food left over, or we're allowed to take them a serving as well. If there are groceries distributed, we're allowed to take the ones that are shut in. But most of them have been coming over there and getting them in the car. But now both of them are closed because of COVID.
Eventually, though, the senior center at Lions Club should reopen. I guess we don't know when that's going to be yet.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually that'll reopen. Now, if the Rosa Hereford Killeen Community Center reopens, will it, in the meantime, act as a place where seniors can go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because they can come there, they can go back and forth.
Right.
It's an open membership.
Okay.
And they do not pay. Because somebody thought they had to pay.
Okay.
It's all free.
Okay. Okay. Anything else you'd like to add?
I'm just excited.
Okay.
Because I've been working on this since 2014.
Right.
When they promised us that they were going to do it, and the money went in a different direction. But it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of people are talking. Last week, I guess, a lot of people started talking about the youth because they saw this senior center project about to get approved. But that's do you see that as a whole nother topic?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Because Mrs. Nash even said, let's get this approved, and then we'll work on getting yours. We already have 2 centers here. I looked up the Boys and Girls Club activity. It is unreal what they provide.
Right.
It is unreal.
And they just opened a new facility last year, Boys and Girls Club in North Killeen.
A whole list. In fact, when I leave here, I'm going down there and get their manual, whatever they have.
Yeah.
But we have 2 facilities. Fort Hood provides entertainment for their children. We don't have to worry about them.
Sure.
For all off-post children, all schools are open.
Yeah.
Monday through Friday.
Right.
For them to participate in outside activities.
Mm-hmm. And now Killeen also has a Parks and Recreation department that has youth sports, things like that.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm chairman of that too, so
Okay.
that's why I want to go down and get the information, take it to Joe, and see if we can, find out what's going on.
Okay.
But he's very much he's not. We got to take one project at a time.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the money to do this one.
Yeah.
Let's complete this one.
Right.
And then we'll move forward. It's not none of us. The seniors don't object to the youth center, not at all.
Okay, and Patsy Bracey, chairperson for the Killeen Senior Citizens Committee.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and we'll be following the project with the Killeen Daily Herald and on our website, kdhnews.com.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.